what planet Earth is needing is a re-emergence of the rite of passage. It's a re-emergence of the transitional momentum, the rite of becoming that is reminiscent of tribal indigenous cultures. And when we look at the world that we find ourselves in, we find that the absence of this rite of passage has got us into a mess. Let's examine this. So, in an indigenous culture, say Aboriginal or Aboriginal Australians, the rite of passage would involve maybe a walkabout. In Native American culture, this would be a vision quest. And in many other cultures, there was a geographically, socially, and spiritually appropriate process to take a person through in order so that they may develop, cultivate, and learn about who they are at a deeper level in order to be able to respond to the new needs of the tribe and be operating at a higher level of being to be able to meet those needs. And so this is a provocation for people wondering what their rite of passage is, wondering what their transitional process is, where they can examine themselves, where they can heal themselves, where they can ask the questions that are important, such as, what am I meant to be doing here? What is my purpose? What is my function? What are my gifts? What do I need to work on? What are my weaknesses? And how do I organize my life so that I can be functional to do what it is that I love? And so we find that the absence of the rite of passage creates a whole class of people who are doing things that they don't love. And what does this mean? It means that they have made decisions to release perhaps their drives of the soul to meet the egoic deficiencies that they are needing to work through. And so this is a provocation for us to examine what a contemporary rite of passage can be. What are the new processes and insights and transformations that our species can learn from in order so that we may collectively evolve to be more mature, to be more wise, to be more caring and compassionate, to be more of who we ultimately are, so that we can create a world from that state of being that is the purest reflection of our inner self, that is the purest reflection of our truth, so that we may live in truth on this planet. And so my insight is that we need a rite of passage that fulfills a creative agenda. And in that sense, that creative agenda is in us learning to honestly, integrally, and authentically express ourselves. And to go beyond the suppression, the denial, the fear and the shame, and the unconsciousness of our self in order to find from deep within our center, from deep within our soul, the truth of our being, and have the love and capacity and courage to express ultimately who we are. And so art, in its many forms, music and dance and poetry and painting and prose, enables that reflection to be brought through us, to be channeled through. And this is the transformative act that can enable us to do the inner work on ourselves. I hope that this message is something that you can resonate with, and you can sit with the relevancy relating to your life to find what that quintessence is, so that you may undertake that rite for yourself to become who you have chosen to become and who you are destined to be.